Hello everyone. So we're just gonna jam to this jazz for a quick moment, okay? For a quick moment before we get started today. So you all know I am still on the roll of interviewing my women warriors. The music that's playing in the background is literally from one of the warriors herself. I love jazz. So if you're just now joining me, oh my gosh, I don't even want to stop the music yet. I don't even want to stop the music. So everybody come on in. We're about to have our last Women Warrior interview for today. Oh, I so love this music. So if you want to know who the person is that creates these amazing tunes, stay tuned. Okay, she's about to come on. We're about to have an interview. Loving the music and good vibes today. This is Jennifer Yon with Jennifer Yon Agency, IBA Success Magazine. Hello everyone that is joining in. Hi, yes, the music is awesome. So this is our Women Warrior edition. I know I gotta stop the music right now so you can really get into this live session. So I hope you enjoyed that piece, that beautiful piece. That music came specifically from our Women Warrior. We are about to interview. We have been on a roll today. So I'm excited. I love what I do. IBA Success Magazine, Jennifer Yon Agency is just thriving and dominating in everything that we do to promote, empower, and empower entrepreneurs and nonprofits nationally. So I'm glowing for so many reasons. Okay, first of all, our prints came in. Okay, so our prints came in and they are beautiful. It's something about reading online, which you can read IBA Success Magazine by just visiting ibaSuccessMagazine.com. But there is just something more special about holding it in your hands, flipping through the pages and seeing all the wonderful pictures and being able to connect with each person on the inside. So if you're just now watching, thank you. If you've been following me, if you have been looking at the interviews throughout the day, we are about to do our last Woman Warrior for today. Like, we have so many more women to come. So if you have not already started following Jennifer Yon Agency, IBA Success Magazine, what you waiting for? Do it now. Okay, so this special interview, share. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. Google IBA Success Magazine, Jennifer Yon Agency. We're on the roll. We're interviewing our women warriors from this current edition, and we're going to have fun throughout this campaign, okay? This is what makes IBA Success Magazine different from any others. It's not a stick you in the pages and you're gone in a month. No, we are riding for several months, okay? 90 days of marketing and exposing you to your target audience. If you're coming in, you're just now coming in, you haven't missed anything yet, go ahead and share this live now, especially if you love jazz and live entertainment, okay? So our guest, allow me to introduce our guest for today, Miss Naomi Joy. Miss Naomi, hey.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
Listen, I am so excited to interview you because I have been interviewing for years and we have been working together in several of my events, and you and I have never done this before.
No, we haven't.
So you are the songstress, okay? I just like to say, listening to you, I am reminded of so many amazing, talented individuals in the industry. So, of course, you had to be one of my women warriors.
Well, I'm honored. I'm so sincerely honored. The wonderful thing about being a musician, an artist, is that you have an opportunity to share your story. So the invitation from you to share my story and be featured as a woman warrior in your magazine gave me that opportunity. And, it also gives you marketing opportunities to share your music, your books, your writings, and all the things that you want to give. Because at the heart of it all, those of us that have these gifts, we're just givers. And so we want to share what we've been given, and it brings us more joy than anything just to be able to share it with others.
Yes, and I love everything that you share with others. We're going to just let's start at the beginning. How long have you had the love of entertaining in music?
Well, my story is, I call it my love story. I was
Okay.
in fifth grade, and I remember our elementary school had a music program with a band. And so this was something new. They probably received some funding to start an elementary band. And I saw the saxophone for their concert presentation. And when I saw it, I was seated in the very back of the cafeteria, but it was love at first sight. And I've never felt that about anything besides the saxophone. So when I saw it, I just knew it was like it was my calling. I just knew I wanted to join the band and I wanted to play the saxophone. So I joined that elementary band, but due to numbers, they said, "Oh, you got to play the trumpet because we need another trumpet player." So I got in just to get in the band, and I played the trumpet initially. Then eventually I played the saxophone. My dad bought it for me for Christmas in the sixth grade. So I've been playing
Mhm.
saxophone since the sixth grade, and my dad's a piano player, and he and my mom were worship pastors. So I grew up with the sound of music around me my whole life, and I started in a elementary band, middle school band, solo ensemble, all of those various festivals, and playing in church with my dad, and playing in various ministries as well as I got a little older. And it's just been an ongoing story all the way from middle school, high school to college. I went to Florida A&M University, and I played in the Marching 100. I played in all the concert jazz bands, all of those things. So
Mhm.
it just became a staple, a part of my life, and it's brought me so much joy in these recent years, sharing in songs so many times here in Central Florida for various events and weddings and private corporate events, ministry events. It makes me happy because it's a blessing to people.
Yes.
Hmm.
You know what? That's incredible because when you are able to do what you love and have joy in it and even put that into your name, you know, what else is it left for you to do other than pursue your passion?
Exactly.
Do you remember when you first got that gift of the saxophone from your father?
I can tell you that I would say like the real gift for me was probably just a love and an adoration for God that my parents instilled in us. And so, having been raised in the church and then eventually in my parents' personal ministry, their tent revivals. So, it was that love for worshiping God. So, for
Okay.
me, when I'm performing music, it still is an extension of that. It's absolutely like pure adoration, pure love that I'm transferring in
Okay.
song. And I feel like it's in many ways a ministry. Even if I'm playing Smokey Robinson and I'm singing his songs and I'm, you know, playing a little on the soprano to complement it. For me,
Mhm.
it's all encompassing. So I think the love for music started with those early sounds that I was hearing. Good old tent revival music.
Mhm.
My dad loved listening to jazz. We fished many, many years on Clear Lake, not too far from where I grew up, near Jones High School. And we fished on the boat for hours, and he'd always play jazz music. So that got in my ear. He was a smooth jazz lover. And so it just, it just added up in terms of all of the different seeds that were being
Mhm.
planted.
So the person that would call you would want to have entertainment at an event, whether it's a social event, a corporate event. Tell me a little bit about some of the last events that you have performed in.
Okay, well, this Monday night, excuse me, Tuesday night, this past Tuesday night, I did a jazz performance with Lake Highland Preparatory School. I came and I provided a jazz clinic for the students, and I was a
Okay.
featured solo artist on that event. Most recently, I've done weddings, I've done outdoor events. Parks and various occasions. Looking forward in the next few months, most of the dates on my calendar are wedding performances, as well as Jazz in the Park on March 20th at Turkey Lake. And some other interviews as well. So for the most part, most of my engagements are private, corporate, and ministry related. I do restaurant appearances as well. And, for the most part, a lot of them also are in education. So as an educator, I'm a music teacher. I teach band and orchestra, and I've been teaching in Orange County Public Schools for 12 years now. And
Wow.
some of those engagements are related to education as well. And
Mhm.
I did another performance last year with the Florida Education Association, and had an opportunity to speak to many incoming teachers into this profession and share with them some tidbits of information and advice and teaching, and at the same time provide music. So one of the things that I'm seeing with my gift is that it's unfolding into more things, which is certainly the hope and the desire, so that you can share your story. So I recently wrote a book. It's called My Joy Journey. And many times, if I have the opportunity to speak, I'll share a little bit about my book. I'm also having some ministry engagements, invitations. Tomorrow night, I'll be doing another live with a ministry based on healing. And so this will be a women's healing meeting. So I'll be sharing some insights on healing, references from scripture from my book. And I'll be following up with another ministry event like that in early March. That's March 14th. And this is with Tarsha Campbell Ministries. And this will be another healing ministry, coincidentally. And so I'll be providing music. And in this aspect, my producer, Jarvis Brown, he'll be arranging some special medleys for me to play, so that I can create this soaking style music, which is based on prophetic worship. So I'm going to also incorporate that as well. So having an opportunity to share your gift in one capacity kind of unfolds into other things, because at the heart of it, it's just helping people. It's reaching people. It's ministering to people. It's loving people. It's entertaining people. And if I may, I'm a very devout person. I like to think of what Jesus did in his first example of a miracle. He made wine. He didn't heal anyone. He didn't deliver anyone. He made wine because he wanted to make the people merry. And that was a very important thing to do at a wedding. So I think it's important, when you have a practice of your faith or you're a religious person, is to remember that entertainment is God's idea. Having fun is a good idea. And drinking wine ain't bad, So we just have to have some balance and everything.
Right.
So I'm learning that as an artist, as a young entrepreneur, how to be okay in different environments, and how to share your gift on different platforms, in a way that's genuine, it's authentic, and the focus is the same.
You mentioned balance, and you've named out so many projects and things that you are working on right now. What do you do for balance? What's your advice for someone that's juggling as much as you are? You're teaching youths, you're pursuing your passion. You have a book that has come out, which I want to talk a little bit more about your book, but how do you balance yourself with all of this?
Well, a colleague asked me that about a year or so ago at a meeting. She said, "Oh, I see how many gigs you have online. She's like, when do you ever sleep?" And I said,
Mhm.
"You know what? What I normally do before every gig is I take a nap, and
Okay.
I try to get some rest, and prepare myself as much as I can." So one of the things I'll share is making sure that I stay hydrated, making sure that I invest in rest. And my personal philosophy that I'm keeping true to on this during this COVID season and in general, I say to myself many times, less is more. Less is more,
Mhm.
because I'm a multitasker and I like to add as many things as I can to
Mhm.
my agenda, to my plate, and I'm trying to accomplish so many things in a short period of time, because I feel spiritually like I'm behind. Like,
Okay.
okay, yes, I wrote a book, but I should have did that 5 years ago, and yes, I have 3 singles out, and I'm working on a full album with Jarvis Brown, but I feel like I should have did that maybe 5 or so years ago. So it's almost as if I feel like I'm catching up in time, but
Okay.
pacing yourself, and recognizing that anxiety tells you you have to do it now,
Mm.
and peace tells you that everything is going to happen in the time that it's supposed to happen. And all you have to do is be present in the moment. So I'm learning the balance of that, and I'm still a work in progress. The other thing that I do very, very religiously is I talk to my mom every single day. Every single day. My mom is a wealth of wisdom. She is a quiet strength, and she's a very loving person, and she has so much practical wisdom. So she just helps me as a non-musician, just to kind of teach me balance, as even a mother. I'm a mother as well. So to teach me
Yes.
and how to keep everything in a delicate flow.
Hmm. I agree. Moms are important. So if you're blessed to still have your mom, don't let a day go by, because I know my mom is one of my anchors that keeps me balanced. It's going to always be that realness that's going to say, okay, hold on, wait a minute, not that route.
Yep.
And who else does that and cares more about you than your mom? So that's amazing. That would be what keeps me grounded and balanced as well.
And moms tell the truth.
Oh yeah, we may
My
not
mom
want
will
to
be
hear
the one
it.
without hesitation to say, "Why'd you have to wear that dress, though, Naomi?"
Oh, yes.
But
I
Naomi,
need to take
you
that one
need to
down.
wear, this is my mom, you need to wear more eyeliner, and you need more eyelashes. She's just frank about everything. And my mom made me a Barbie doll when I was the drum major at Jones High School. She wanted everybody to know I'm a lady. And
Mhm.
that's a female out there marching and leading the band. So she would get my hair done, all tresses all the way down, and she'd make me wear makeup and all of that because she cared about those other things. Whereas my dad took me fishing and made me crank up a huge boat and dig worms and all that rough stuff, and didn't care if I didn't comb my hair or anything. So I had the nice balance between the two of them. And so the two of my parents, they're that grounding force for me. So they certainly helped me to keep that balance, and they remind me
Mhm.
to be humble. My dad is the very, very most significant person when it comes to that. He's always telling me, Naomi, don't get prideful. Naomi, always give God the glory. You don't have anything you have because on your own. You've been gifted. And just always give him the glory. So these are things that keep me rooted because I have solid parents who've been where I am, and they've done what I've done. They've played for big ministries. They've played for R.W. Shambach and played for, all of the people that we admire
Yeah.
in our faith, et cetera. And, they don't want to see their children stumble in the same ways that they have. So
Mhm.
my best advice, and I say this to students too, always honor your parents
Yeah.
because reality is they're telling you the best truth they know how. And it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. Many times they've had flaws and mistakes, but they're like your guardian angels, and
Yeah.
they can guide you. So that's certainly something that's helping me to keep that balance.
Wow. And that's amazing words to live by. Honor your parents.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching Lifetime Success, Jennifer Yon Agency, IBA Success Magazine. We are interviewing our women warriors. Okay. We are with Naomi Joy right now. You got to hear a little bit of her music in the beginning. Not only is she an amazing entertainer, but she's now an author. So tell us about the book.
Well, my book is pretty much a story of my life.
Okay.
Some of the things that I shared, having grown up right here in Central Florida. I'm originally from Louisiana. Tells a little bit about my background and my plight until this point, and it's really unfolding my story of growing up, overcoming some of the challenges that I've had, which include, just going through some sexual harassment, divorce. Just various persecutions that just come, and many times you just endure things that you did not invite. You
Mhm.
endure things that as best as you tried, didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. And so it's a story of hope. My joy journey is about how I was on this course, and it looked like everything was going perfect, and I grew up a perfectionist. I wanted straight A's only, and I didn't want to make any mistakes, and I never wanted to have any major moral failings either. And I think what it does is it makes my story more human, so that people can understand that you can do everything right and something still go wrong.
Mm.
And when something goes wrong and you lose your hope and you lose your joy, and you go through seasons of sorrow and seasons of depression and loneliness and various things that are just a part of the human story. I think one of the things I wanted to do was just tell as authentically as I can that truth and share what helped me to get through those seasons and how I've been able to overcome those things with joy.
Awesome. If a person is interested in buying your book, following you, where do they need to go? How do we get in touch with Naomi Joy? How do we stay in tune of everything you got going on?
Awesome. Well, I have a website. It's naomijoy.co. So it's NAOMIJOY.co. I'm
Mhm.
also on social media as Naomi Joy Music. And I have a Facebook page, Naomi Joy, just my name. So you can stay in contact with me through social media. All of my products are available on my website. They're also available on Amazon and Apple Music. You can download my singles as well from there. And I'd love to connect with you if you're interested in any of my products, or you just want to get to know me on a personal level.
So, Naomi Joy, you got to get this one-on-one special interview. She has shared so much inside of this edition. She is on page 47. And when I say the way you answered your questions, just left me more inspired to want to continue to hear your music. If you have not checked out or read her story, go ahead, check it out. Page 47. She is our entertainment warrior. As a warrior, Naomi, what is a woman warrior to you? What is that definition?
Well, a woman warrior, the embodiment of a female to me is already um, defined as a warrior, because the body is already designed to produce and deliver children. So to me, that alone, every woman is arguably a warrior, whether they decide to produce children or not. I think you've just been designed to win. So think of
Right.
a warrior as a woman who's designed to win. And so a warrior to me is someone who has a tenaciousness, and they just don't stop fighting. They don't
Mhm.
stop fighting. And it doesn't mean that they don't have some licks and some hits and some punches that come at them. It just means that they keep fighting, they keep persevering. And it's that story, it's that strength and that perseverance that defines them and inspires others. And I think all of us as women, we have women that we're looking up to. We have women that we have as a picture in our mind, as as a beacon of hope, a light, an example. And it's because of that fight of that woman before us,
Mhm.
that she kept persevering. She kept pressing on. And, women like you give opportunity to other women like myself, and you're inspired by great women such as Miss Vanessa Eccles, who
Mhm.
you've interviewed. And so that continuation just trickles down. It trickles down to
Yes.
all of us. Yeah. So in a way, the traits and qualities that you admire from perhaps Vanessa Eccles, it trickles down to me. So we all kind of like are somehow inextricably linked, by
Mhm.
those same qualities and um, the same spirit of ambition.
Yes, I love that. If you are just tuning in, all I have to say is you missed a great interview. You can go back. You can always watch our interviews by subscribing to my YouTube channel, following Jennifer Yon Agency on Facebook, IBA Success Magazine. This is all about women warriors. So I will continue interviewing amazing women that I promise to leave you inspired. Naomi, this was just to me a great interview. I feel you. I feel your music. If there is someone sitting home right now and maybe, is just too shy, or they're coming up with excuses on to fulfill their dreams, what advice would you give that person, either young or old?
Well, I think the first thing you want to do is write the vision and make it plain. What is it that you want to do? Write it down. And then after you write it down, you want to link up with someone. I reference my mom as one of my confidants. You
Mm-hmm.
want to share it with someone. Share it with someone just to be able to voice it, because you got to hear yourself say it. You can't just have a dream and then just keep it in your mind. You got to write it down and then say it to someone, and then say it to someone else who's going to help push you and keep you accountable and call you the next month and say, okay, did you start your nonprofit yet? You know, you need that accountability, because I think so many of us have that gift. We have an assignment. We have something that we really, really want to do. And we just need that extra push. And part of being a woman warrior is being that person and
Mhm.
pushing it and encouraging the gift in other people, because I need your gift, Jennifer. And
Yes.
you need my gift. It's a relationship. It's a relationship that we need. And it's the way that we're designed. When I attended your recent event, the energy in that room for your magazine reveal, I promise I was so inspired. You know, I just felt it. It's like so much optimism and so much hope and so much encouragement and genuine support from all of these entrepreneurs, a few of which had a very similar platform, but there still was this camaraderie, this sense of collaboration there, that it just was magnifying. So I think that that really matters, and people need to know that there are more people who are going to support what you want to do versus people who are going to criticize and find negative things to shed light on. There are more people for you than there are against you, and there are more people who watch you and support you, and they may not be very vocal about it. They may not click like, they may not
Mhm.
make comments on social media, but sometimes there are some people who are quiet, loyal supporters
Mhm.
that when you meet them in person, they'll tell you a wealth of information, or they'll invest in you monetarily, or whatever the case may be. But we just have to remember that we have so much more going for us than against us.
Yes, you know what? You spoke that perfectly. I want to say and encourage anybody. First of all, don't get discouraged. Don't base your success off of the number of likes, because people see. Just keep doing what you're doing every day, and when you do that, success follows. When you understand how to be a giver and not just a receiver. When I started my publication, I was that giver, and I had to learn how to give the right way. Through that and through my passion to give, it allowed me to open Young Success and launch that nonprofit. But I say that to say, you have to not worry about who and what other people's opinions are. A lot of individuals want to keep you in the past. They want to talk about who you were 5 years ago. And I know personally, I'm not the same person I was yesterday,
Right.
because we all go through things. It's lessons. Losses are there for us to take us to the next level. And I just want to say, I tell this to everyone around me. Every new level creates a new devil. So be prepared for that and keep God close to you in everything that you do. Um, any last minute words, Naomi, because I'm excited and we can't even get all of you into this 30-minute interview. But what we can say is make sure you subscribe, follow Naomi Joy on all of her platforms, get this magazine, read her story. Naomi, what else would you like to tell our listeners, viewers today?
Well, I would just say in this season where we're practicing safety and we have so much isolation, just to do your best to encourage people during this season. Step out on faith and invest in yourself, invest in your gift, invest in that dream. Take advantage of this time that we have, more private time, more individual time, more closer solitude time, intimate time with people. Take advantage of that and start working on what you're supposed to birth, because something is supposed to come out of this season that we didn't have before. So something is supposed to benefit all of us. We cannot, have gone through all of these losses, all of the deaths, and nothing precious be birthed in the midst of it.
Yes.
Historically speaking, you see a consistent pattern of losses and then the rebirth in those seasons. So
Yes.
we just have to maximize during this time and find out what is it we're supposed to be doing. in this season and invest in that wholeheartedly.
This is our season. Figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing and invest in it. And if you're having any kind of event, whether you're wanting to do an intimate dinner at home for your honey, or whether you're wanting to do something corporate, Naomi Joy is the person to call. She will bring the great vibe to anything that you're doing when you need entertainment, either solo or with her whole band. Don't forget to check out her book. Visit her on the web. We're going to put her website at the bottom of the screen one more time. And we are going to thank every person that is watching this. And I'm thanking you in advance for sharing this video, tagging your friends, tag your event promoters, anyone that is looking for great live entertainment. Naomi Joy is the person to contact. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, staying tuned. And remember, keep following and don't forget to subscribe, because we have so much more in store over the next couple of months with our Women Warriors. Hope to see you all next time. Thank you, Naomi, for this amazing interview and opportunity to talk about your passions.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.